Dr. Manuel Lowe, joined by Dr. Dina Goiteleos and Laura Lynn from My Nutrition Studios. We're doing the next part in our video series, and we're going to be talking about nutrition label reading, which is, I think, a really important subject to touch on.
All right, so to just dive right into it, with nutrition labeling, you're going to see one of these labels typically on every single box good or something that you're going to find on the shelf. Most things should have a nutrition label on them, but you will see basically the same components on a nutrition label with the calories, the serving size, the total fat, total carbohydrates, all these different things here that are important to health. And things that we just want to be mindful of when we make choices going to the grocery store. So I always, talk to my clients, starting with, the serving size of what that actually is, because sometimes that can be a little bit deceiving. Some people end up eating way more than they're supposed to by not following the serving size correctly.
Yeah, and that's also for, any drinks, anything like that, like Coke, Pepsi, Big Red. Always look at the amount of servings, because that's really the key. Because you think it's only one serving, there might be 2.5 or 3 servings in there.
Mm-hmm. And you may have blown maybe whatever goals you have set for the day. Maybe it's carbohydrates or sugar. So after you look at that serving size and you kind of figure out, weigh it out, measure it out, whatever you have to do, looking at the calories, of course, and then also looking at our total fat. An old rule of thumb used to be, looking at no more than 3 grams of fat per, a serving of food.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to dig a little bit deeper. I want my clients to really look at the big picture here, because there's also things called heart-healthy fats. There's our monounsaturated fats, our polyunsaturated fats, and these are going to be coming from sources like olive oil, avocados, things like that. Those promote health. And the food label has gotten better where it actually includes those sources here. So the 2 takeaways for total fat as well is, along with, if they're sourced from poly or monounsaturated fats, but also if they contain trans fats. That's a real big one here. So trans fats, there is a direct link between cardiovascular disease and the overconsumption of trans fatty acids.
Okay. So avoid trans fat.
Yes, avoid trans fat. Bottom line, absolutely. And as far as looking at it in the ingredients list as well, it will always be labeled as hydrogenated vegetable oil or some other type of hydrogenated oil. So that is the same thing as a trans fat. So when you're looking at ingredients label at the bottom of the nutrition facts label here, you should see that in there if it's going to be in there, and make sure that's just, you choose something different, you make a better choice that doesn't contain that.
And can you comment also on the list of ingredients, like the importance of looking at the amount of ingredients that are in whatever it is you're purchasing?
Right, so when we're looking at the ingredients list, the shorter the list, the better. And if you can't pronounce it, it's probably not a good idea.
I'm glad you said that.
Absolutely. And another thing to be mindful of is that very first listed ingredient is what that food is mostly made out of. So if the first ingredient is listed as sugar, something like fructose or high fructose corn syrup, anything that is an OSE, fructose, maltose, all those guys, of course, dextrose, maltose, yep, those are all sugars. And if that's the first ingredient, it's probably not the best choice. Yeah, and again, if you see hydrogenated oil somewhere in there as well, again, not a good choice either. Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
So again, this is San Antonio Medical Associates at My Nutrition Studio on Broadway, and we have two locations for our clinic, one on Broadway and the other one in the Mixed Professional Building. We provide family practice and internal medicine services. If you would like to make an appointment with one of us, please look at the phone number on our website. We'll be happy to help. Have a great day. Stay healthy, San Antonio.